Disagreements are a common occurrence in life, whether it be due to a misunderstanding, differing beliefs, or personal grievances, for instance. Married couples may clash over financial decisions, household responsibilities, or individual habits. Parents and children may have disagreements regarding curfews, academic achievements, or misbehavior. These conflicts can also extend beyond the home, affecting both children and adults in schoolwork or public settings. By approaching these disputes with patience, compromise, and empathy, individuals can grow personally and better handle future disagreements. While not all conflicts can be resolved, it is important to recognize when to walk away, especially when the issue at hand is trivial in the grand scheme of things. Unfortunately, some minor disputes, such as a missing lunch or a simple act of courtesy, can escalate to a point where one party feels that the only solution is to resort to extreme measures. Number 5. Coworker taking lunch. Bazin Berhe, a 25-year-old employee at a Target store in Bailey's Crossroads, Virginia, discovered on April 14, 2021, that his 58-year-old coworker and janitor, Hernan Leva, had taken his lunch from the staff refrigerator. Instead of addressing the issue with Leva or requesting him to replace the lunch, Berhe bought a hammer and 2 knives after work on April 15, 2021, and started preparing for a violent act. Berhe got to the employee parking lot early on April 17, 2021, and waited for Leva. When Leva arrived, Berhe attacked and fatally stabbed him before running away. Berhe confessed to the crime after being arrested and was charged with first-degree murder. During his sentencing, Berhe threatened to harm others if he didn't receive the maximum penalty. On January 30, 2024, Berhe was given a 102-year prison sentence, with 30 years suspended, leaving him with 70 years to serve. Number 4. Number of Christmas gifts. On Christmas Eve in 2023, Abrielle Baldwin, a 23-year-old mother, went shopping with her 2 young children, her mother and her 2 teenage brothers. DeMarcus and Darcus Coley. While out shopping in Largo, Florida, the brothers got into an argument over Christmas gifts. The family later went to Baldwin's grandmother's house, but the argument continued. DeMarcus tried to provoke Darcus into a fight, leading to a confrontation that ended tragically. DeMarcus shot Baldwin in the chest, causing her 11-month-old son to fall to the ground unharmed. In retaliation, Darcus shot DeMarcus in the stomach. Baldwin passed away from her injuries, while DeMarcus survived after undergoing surgery. Darcus fled the scene but was later found and taken to a mental health facility. DeMarcus was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, child abuse, and firearm possession. Darcus was charged with attempted murder and evidence tampering. No trial dates have been set for the brothers. Number 3. Elevator etiquette. Ariel Ace Harris, a 29-year-old, invited his younger brother Cameron Harris to a party at the International Conference Center in Greektown, Detroit, Michigan. After the party, in the early morning hours of November 27, 2022, Ariel decided to be courteous and hold the elevator for a group of women. Unfortunately, this act of chivalry led to a disagreement with another man named Galen Spencer Jr., who wanted to get on the elevator first. Shockingly, Spencer shot Ariel in front of Cameron and the mother of his children, who were also present. Spencer then fled the scene. Ariel was rushed to Detroit Receiving Hospital but tragically passed away. On December 5, 2022, Spencer was apprehended in Gahanna, Ohio. After officers responded to a domestic violence report at a residence, he was charged with second-degree murder. Number 2. Being late to work. On June 27, 2022, Daniel Leroy Brodemarkle, 25, and his supervisor, Nathaniel Marcial Ibarra, 27, had a heated argument at work in Pontiac, Michigan. The dispute over Brodemarkle being late for a job turned physical, prompting the owner to send both men home for the day. Brodemarkle was allowed to use a company vehicle to get home, but later on Ibarra and other co-workers were sent to retrieve the truck during the second encounter. Ibarra shot Brodemarkle multiple times before fleeing the scene. When authorities arrived at Brodemarkle's home, he was found unresponsive on the road, despite being rushed to the hospital. Brodemarkle succumbed to his injuries shortly after. Ibarra was swiftly arrested at his residence and charged with second-degree murder and possession of a firearm during a felony. Number 1. Pancakes. In a tragic turn of events, 85-year-old Stephen Schwartz from Washington, D.C. suffered a stroke, leaving him in a vulnerable state. His devoted wife, 81-year-old Sharon Schwartz, tried to help him regain his previous weight of 180 pounds, 81 kilograms, by making him pancakes on the morning of December 10, 2023. Despite Stephen's willingness to give it a try, he found himself unable to eat the pancake, which frustrated Sharon immensely. In a fit of anger, she impulsively threw the plate against the wall. This sudden outburst escalated the situation further. Stephen, overwhelmed by his own emotions, grabbed a carving knife. Although he claimed his intention was to end his own life, he tragically ended up stabbing Sharon in the back instead. The commotion caught the attention of their neighbors, who heard the sounds of screaming and tumbling from their duplex-style apartment. Concerned for their well-being, the neighbors contacted Sharon's two sons and urged them to check on the couple upon arrival. One of Sharon's sons discovered his mother lying against the front door. Conscious but struggling to breathe, he immediately questioned Stephen, his stepfather, about the horrifying incident. Stephen admitted to stabbing both Sharon and himself. Acting swiftly, the son disarmed Stephen and called 911 while Stephen retreated upstairs. However, when the police arrived at the scene around 3:40 p.m., they found Stephen in the living room, on his knees, clutching another knife, despite their attempts to defuse the situation peacefully. Stephen used both hands to stab himself in the abdomen, leaving the officers with no choice but to use a stun gun to disarm him. Both Stephen and Sharon were rushed to a nearby hospital. But tragically, Sharon succumbed to her injuries shortly after arrival. The stab wounds had punctured both her heart and left lung, causing irreparable damage. In a heart-wrenching twist, Stephen later confessed to investigators that he and Sharon had been married for 40 years. Expressing his love for her and hoping that the entire incident was nothing more than a delusion, Stephen now faces charges of second-degree murder while armed, a devastating outcome for a couple who had spent a lifetime together.